After lots of feedback and consideration, Philly schools are now changing course. Initially, it wanted some sort of hybrid plan, but after a marathon public meeting last week lasting about 7 hours, there's now a new proposal on the table. It's the first spot to look for families on a hot summer day in Philly. The Spray grounds in Fairmount were filled with kids. In a little more than a month from now, school starts, but it's likely they won't be going back to their buildings.
I think it's too much for them to actually be in school. I think it's dangerous, but at the same time, them being home is a hassle for us. You know, working parents and child care.
Nishira Williams has a third-grade boy and wonders if learning at home in the fall will be better the second time around. She says they had several issues in the spring.
3 days out of the week, there was a problem with the computer. So a lot of stuff be turned in late. You know, I was afraid that it would affect his grade.
The Philadelphia School District announced today it wants students to learn at home through at least mid-November. They would then transition to a hybrid model of in-person and at home. Blair Downey teaches at Harding Middle School in Frankfurt. She believes it's the right move for safety, but still has concerns.
I am consistently worried about access that students have and making sure that students have a place that they can focus and that's safe for learning during the day, and that all students have access to internet and all students have access to computers.
The district released a statement tonight saying, quote, "These changes were not made lightly. All of the decisions we are making due to the COVID-19 pandemic are difficult ones with no obvious answers for how to account for the many and often competing needs of our students, staff, and families." The city's teachers union had pushed for staying home.
Our teachers prefer and want to be inside of a classroom working with the children face to face. However, the conditions right now just do not warrant that.
A different way of learning, but some families and teachers still wonder about the results. Aaron Baskerville, NBC10 News.
Thousands more in New Jersey also finding out about their school district's plans for the fall tonight. Both Camden and Cherry Hill school districts hosted their own virtual board meetings. Tonight, Camden School District announced a hybrid model for students there. Under the plan, students would be divided into 2 groups and would spend 2 days in school and 3 days at home. Those who select virtual or online learning cannot switch to in-person learning until the second semester at the end of January. The deadline to sign up is next Wednesday. And a similar situation in Cherry Hill. The district announced they too are recommending a hybrid plan, but a final vote has not yet been cast. Students would go to school 2 days a week. The other 3 days would be virtual instruction. Parents can opt for remote learning only. The superintendent acknowledged the fluidity of the situation due to the virus and says the district will remain flexible.
This is how we are organizing ourselves. This is how we are preparing our staff. As with the announcement of the survey today, this is how we're preparing our children and our families with what we are going to do.
Cherry Hill is the largest school district in South Jersey with more than 11,000 students. Every school district has its own plan, and NBC10 is your resource for information. We know it's a lot to take in. Just visit NBC10.com/back to school.